love to take 10 teams into day 3. That is far too many. Now it's time to start knocking teams out of the Rocket League World Championship.
Yeah, and yesterday CLOUD9 opened up so hot, but ultimately just fizzled out in the end. And Tainted Minds matched blow for blow with Evil Geniuses. The aggression was apparent, but ultimately fell in Game 5. If this goes to a Game 5, it's a toss-up in the air for who can take this.
To give you an idea of how close all of the games were yesterday, of course, we've harped on it so much. We played 30 games on day 1. Average margin of victory, just over a goal and a half. Every touch, every mistake, every goal is so crucial for CLOUD9 and Tainted Minds. And we are underway in game number 1.
And for me, in this match, the player to keep your eye on has to be Torment. If he starts popping off, this CLOUD9 team is unbeatable.
CJ is going to have a look, and he's blocked right in front by Squishy. And Gimmick on the quick counterattack, missing just high. Torment trying to bank one home, and it's going to be CJ who has that ball away. Now Gimmick, slow play. Squishy, of course, we've seen what he can do with not a lot of boost. Just a little bit of control, trying to dunk one in. Here comes Torment from the back, and he is denied, so Gimmick has to rotate all the way back.
Good pass, though, from CJ, seeing Express, and Express trying to hit CJ, but CJ going for that boost steal. Good heads-up play from him, but I'd love to see this Tainted Minds team all on the same page.
Torment's gonna have a look over towards Gimmick, the North American MVP, but nothing doing there. Now Squishy will try, that's gonna be just wide, and sent aside as well. Tainted Minds having a little trouble breaking this pressure, and it's the defensive brick wall Torment who scores first for C9.
And that net opens wide up, all because of Gimmick. He goes through, puts pressure on CJ to push out into that box, pushes too far forward to go for that ball, and there it is, the first goal of this series, scored by none other than Torment.
Win or go home, or at least watch from the sidelines for the rest of the weekend. CLOUD9 dealing the first blow. Here's Shady looking for a quick answer. Nothing doing there. Express will try to center for CJ, and CJ just has to turn around. Just trying to stall this CLOUD9 attack. We've seen how quickly they can move downfield. Has to be the goal for Tainted Minds. Don't let them get onto the other half of the field so quickly, as Shady ends up throwing one to the side, and CJ has to stop that one. It was on its way in, kind of a surprise shot, but a good clear.
One way that CLOUD9 can open things up on this field are pay attention to Tainted Minds. Every time they go for the first initial hit, and as you know, CLOUD9, some of the best double tappers in the game. If they can pull those out of their bag of tricks, they'll be able to open up that net.
Express coming around, playing that ball across the middle. Usually a big no-no, but he got away with it here. Nobody pressuring for CLOUD9. And now Shady trying to start the attack for Tainted Minds. They find themselves trailing at the halfway mark. Shady could have a look at this, but up a little too slow. Squishy has another clear. Back and forth they go, and of course, with CLOUD9 scoring so early, Subi, they're content to play this little game of ping pong.
Yeah, the ping pong going back and forth and high up in the air forces the opponents to not only use a lot of boost, but drains that clock. Good presence of mind there from Gimmick to keep his wheels on the ground till the ball hit his car.
It's Shady now off the ceiling, trying to find CJ, but again, CLOUD9 so quick to everything at midfield, except this ball here, deep in the CLOUD9 zone, and nothing doing.
And you saw two defenders for CLOUD9 there. One went for the pre-read, was not able to get a touch on the ball, but no harm, no foul, as the third man back was ready and waiting in the back of the net.
It's Squishy now, trying to leave that one maybe for Torment. No, he'll take it himself, and Gimmick comes to his aid. Not a lot to work with, and he just flicks one over CJ. Another ball in front, good rotations, as CJ is there. Now Shady for CJ. This is what Tainted Minds need. A good team play, getting downfield, trying to get everybody involved, but a good deflection, looked like from Squishy there, stops the attack cold.
I'm loving the play we're seeing from Tainted Minds right now. Yesterday, they started pushing up a little too much in the midfield. Right now, you're seeing that third man not push past, and the upper 90 can't be found, gets turned away by the crossbar.
You're not gonna get many quality opportunities against CLOUD9. That's one that has to go in. Bad break for Tainted Minds, but they still have a minute to work with. only a 1-goal game. Banking one in again. There's Torment, and he's added his second.
Finds that top angle. Way to go from him, but look at the play from Squishy. Just lobs it up, knows the defender's not going to get a good touch, and Torment swoops in and capitalizes on that upper 90.
You don't normally know Torment for being the leading scorer on Cloud9, but he's come up huge here, coming from the back. And this time it's Gimmick at the back, setting up Torment. But Squishy's not there, so it comes back the other way. 40 seconds remain for Tainted Minds in game 1. Lots of shutouts in their series just yesterday. Some by Tainted Minds, some by Evil Geniuses. Part of, again, that 30-game day. Torment not able to play one any further in. Express loses out on that challenge. Only 20 seconds remain. Looking for the dagger is Squishy, and instead Gimmick just turns away. Mission accomplished. They've dropped the ball deep into the Tainted Mind zone. They can turn back and turn aside yet another attack.
Yeah, Cloud9's loving this play right now, essentially just securing the game for them. 2-0 with 5 seconds left. Game 1 gonna go in favor of Cloud9.
Shady will throw one downfield, and that will be the final act of game number 1. Cloud9, quality defense. They turn it into offense as well, and they take game number 1 in convincing fashion.
Yeah, and the man that we asked to step up in this match, none other than Torment, leading the way on top of the scoreboard. 2 goals off of 2 shots. That's 100% shooting accuracy, and if he continues this streak, you might as well just put your controllers down and give up, because he is hot.
Again, for Cloud9, the player that most teams have had to watch out for is Gimmick. Again, the North American MVP for a reason. And he was almost a non-factor. Obviously, not everything shows up on the scoreboard, but it was all Torment and Squishy on the offensive end. And if Cloud9 can beat you without Gimmick going off, look out. That is a very dangerous team.
And look how close that shot was to tie this game up, barely missing that upper 90, and it rings out. And you can see the expressions there, just saying, oh, we almost had them. But so close is not gonna count against this Cloud9 team. You need matter of fact. You need to find the back of the net, and every opportunity that presents itself, you need to capitalize upon.
Cloud9 came into this matchup with a +2 goal differential, just a byproduct of their series with Weedham Girls yesterday. They had a couple of big blowout wins in that series, but then fell in very tightly contested games as that series went on. Tainted Minds -4, but again, every single game was close until the very end when EG pulled away. Let's see if Tainted Minds can adjust here. In game number 2, it's Gimmick to start things off for Cloud9, and just watches the ball bounce over his head. Not characteristic of either of these teams, to be quite honest.
And honestly, there needs to be some sort of challenge put on that ball by Tainted Minds. You cannot give Cloud9 that much time. You didn't allow a goal, but you put no pressure in the offensive zone, and right now, Cloud9 is controlling this midfield.
Squishy for Gimmick, trying to get him involved in the offense. Good save by CJ. Shady loses possession. CJ's got to get all the way back, and he does. Dropping back for Squishy's attempt. Now Gimmick denied by Express, but again, the opportunities are just coming out of nowhere right now for Cloud9. Tainted Minds are not controlling the ball at all in the first minute. They've been, I think, lucky not to already concede a couple of goals.
Yeah, just way too spread out, especially on defense at the moment, but a good infield pass. Express a little too high on that shot, though.
Flashes of brilliance, we need more from Tainted Minds. They're gonna reset. CJ, though, did not pick up that corner boost. Nobody did. So Torment now just throwing one downfield. Cloud9 will get all set up with boost, and Squishy will take over. Squishy, after Torment nearly takes out Express. Good concentration from Express. And again, just narrowly dodging bullets, and finally Torment scores. He scored all 3 for C9.
He hits this ball and puts just enough English to roll it around the post into the net. Cloud9 controlling every single boost pad on the map right now.
This crowd loves Torment too. They love this Cloud9 team. They do not want to see all these North American teams knocked out. They, of course, prefer not to see them all down here in the lower bracket to begin with. But we know that we can at least send 2 on to day 3 as Express will play one around and Torment able to block that one away, doing an excellent job on both halves of the field. CJ now, he's really got to take over, I think, in this series, Subi. Again, he's been the leader of this Tainted Minds team on and off the field, trying to set up Express, and nothing happening there.
Not only can you see how calm Cloud9 is on the looks of their faces right now, but just their gameplay. They just feel so fluid, so smooth at the moment. Everything is coming so easy to them.
So another 1-0 lead going into halftime for Cloud9. Tainted Minds trying to answer. They have an opportunity here. CJ to the backboard. Express is there, so too is Torment. And who's going to take this? It will be Squishy. Good challenge, getting this all the way to the back line of Tainted Minds, but now it's coming right back in. Squishy taken out by Express. Opportunity now, 3v2 as Squishy's back in the play, and Shady leaves one for CJ. Maybe Tainted Minds' best opportunity, but it still yields nothing.
Yeah, I would have loved to see a back pass to open that play up. Express completely out of the play, but it doesn't matter. CJ too high on that shot. Tainted Minds just can't find their mark so far in this game.
Every time Tainted Minds get an opportunity like this, anything going towards the net, this crowd starts to lean forward just a little bit. They want to see the Oceania champions put up a fight here against Cloud9. CJ around in front again, and Torment has yet another clear. They've been trying and trying to move that ball around the corner in front, and Cloud9 have stopped him just about every time.
Yeah, that's where you need to use those side walls as a fourth team member. Just open up the passing plays, and speaking of open, how about a wide open net for Express to tie this game up?
Much needed for Tainted Minds. It's the clutch playmaker from Oceania who finally breaks what was about a 9-minute scoring drought to start this series. And now there's life for Tainted Minds.
If you're an OCE fan, it is time to get on the edge of your seat. A minute remaining in this match. It is so important. You do not want to see them put on match point, but not if Squishy and Gimmick have something to say. The 1-2 combo off the backboard.
That's just incredible stuff. Right when you think Tainted Minds are going to get right back into this game, Cloud9 scores immediately and reclaims the lead with not a whole lot of time left in game number 2. Threatening to go on match point with 1:10 remaining. Torment could have a kickoff goal, but he's denied by Express. All the way downfield from CJ. Tainted Minds have to get there quickly. They need as many opportunities as they can muster. Express trying to slow play one in. Now CJ hit from behind by Gimmick, and that may very well kill off this attack as well with only 45 remaining. CJ going over top of that ball. It's a comedy of errors right now as Cloud9 hang on, but that shot wide from Torment.
30 seconds to work with. Realistically, they have 2 more pushes down the field. They need to make sure every opportunity counts. This is one of them, and their CJ gets turned away by Squishy.
So now Gimmick will try to kill off the remainder of this 20 seconds. His shot off the mark, but he gets a little help from his enemies, and it's a 3-1 lead.
This is just unfortunate if you're Shady. You're trying to read that, trying to get it off of the crossbar, and you put it in your own upper 90. 20 seconds, you almost need a kickoff goal. Let's see if they go with a fake.
They do not. They play it straight up. Shady trying to cheat up as quick as he can, but all he can do is drop that ball off to the corner, and the only orange car there taken out by Torment. Final countdown in game 2, and it looks like it will indeed be Cloud9 almost getting one at the buzzer. They do from Gimmick. Yet again, it's a hat trick.
If you're gonna leave the ball in the box that long, it's gonna find the back of the net, and nothing more than a consolation goal for Gimmick to get that hat trick. But for me, Tainted Minds need to up the aggression in this next match, as they will be on match point with that ball hitting the ground.
Again, it really has been one-sided. There was just a sliver of hope there for Tainted Minds. They were back in this game for a grand total of, say, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, and then Cloud9 took over again. Hat trick for Gimmick. We mentioned that he didn't do a whole lot offensively in game 1. Now he's involved, and that's a great sign for C9.
Yeah, this is a scary team. All 3 members of CLOUD9 can step up at any time. And CLOUD9, only 2 more shots than Tainted Minds in this match. The big difference maker was the accuracy from Tainted Minds. You saw plenty shots go high and go wide. They need to tighten those down if they're gonna wanna come back in this series, because now they're gonna have to pray to the Rocket League gods for a reverse sweep.
Really, the big turning point in that game that really put it out of reach was that own goal by Tainted Minds. We can actually listen in on that own goal right here.
Oh, unlucky. Yeah. I'll try and turn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get bait.
I'm gonna go on.
Yeah.
Better.
Tough. It is now.
I'm too good. I'm too good.
That's fine. That's fine. You got to keep your spirits lifted. You got to laugh those ones off. You can't get too critical on yourself. It happens. It happened last season to the greatest Rocket League player of all time, Turbo Pulsa. Follow in his footsteps. Why not?
Yeah, absolutely. It worked out all right for him, but Tainted Minds are now 5 minutes away from being eliminated. Here we go to Neo Tokyo. CLOUD9 looking for a date with NRG if they survive this match, and they're in great shape as we kick off game 3. Shady, good challenge, but that's going to be off to the corner.
And I know one thing for certain. If Tainted Minds are going to win this match, they're going to need every single fan in this building cheering for them.
There's a shot in from Torment, and you look at that as really like a 2-goal swing, Subi. CJ missing one just over the bar, and then Squishy sets this up for Torment, who has been on point all series.
Well, I mean, look at that touch from Squishy. Just so soft, it's like a whisper flowing through a mountain range. Puts almost no pressure onto that ball and sets Torment up beautifully.
We know Squishy for his scoring. He does not have a goal in this series. It's 5 assists, and now he finally adds one, just as we mentioned that.
He was just waiting for you to say something, but the pressure put on from CLOUD9 right now is just so much. You saw the double commit from Tainted Minds. They're down too early, but still plenty of time. They just have to play picture-perfect Rocket League.
Not many comebacks between Tainted Minds and Evil Geniuses in their match yesterday. One team took control and held on for pretty much the entire game. It's going to be Shady trying to start the attack for Tainted Minds, whose backs are firmly against the wall. 2 defenders stuck on the goal line there. And now CLOUD9 just looking to pick them apart. Squishy challenged by CJ. Torment to drop one down, and all Express can do is pop it up for Shady. CJ to the backboard, but that's easily defended by Squishy. The opportunities, they have not been there for Tainted Minds. Only a few that they have not cashed in on. It's just the perfect storm right now for CLOUD9. That will bank off the corner. It's Express first up for it, but still ends up on the hood of a blue card.
And right now, Tainted Minds, they're down 2. This is match point for them. They need to tighten things up. Their third man is always rotating back to the defensive zone to get that full boost. At this point, they need to not leave midfield at all if they're in the offensive zone.
If CLOUD9 can hang on here, it will guarantee that at least one North American team will survive this nightmare for North America and go on to day 3, whether that be CLOUD9 or NRG, who awaits. Shady up the ladder here. CJ for himself, though he's going to leave it for Express, and that will get Tainted Minds right back in it.
This is what I like to see. I love to see the play get away from that corner, utilize that back wall, and by the time Squishy sees what happens, it is way too late, and Express makes CLOUD9 pay.
Tainted Minds trying to battle back. This crowd at the Orleans Arena trying to help them every step of the way. 3 minutes remain. Shady with a good challenge. Here's CJ just met by a brick wall and Squishy, and a quick counterattack off a pitch the other way. Squishy almost got that goal right back. Now it's Shady against Gimmick, all the way around 1. Squishy, he's found the angle, but that's denied by CJ. Back it goes from Gimmick.
Oh,
Could
nice.
be dangerous after that demo. CJ's waiting. And his infield pass intercepted by Squishy. Nobody's home, and Squishy hits right between the eyes.
You're trying to do this against the team that perfected infield passes. Squishy reads it all the way and sends it downtown, puts it between the dotted lines, and gives CLOUD9 the 2-goal lead.
3-1 the lead for CLOUD9. They're up by 2 yet again, with only less than half a game remaining in Tainted Minds season, unless they can bring this all the way back. Gimmick may have one more touch. He does, but that's taken away by Shady. Gimmick has to readjust. He's got to get out of the play. Nobody up for CLOUD9, so Torment has to wait all the way at the back. That's a miss from Squishy. An opportunity for Shady and Tainted Minds, but CLOUD9 recovers so quickly, Tainted Minds not able to keep up with them.
Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. The double taps is one way you're going to throw this Tainted Mind team off, and that's exactly what happened. But CJ trying to find that tight angle, but Torment with the good positioning on that back wall, and once again, Squishy finding the wide open net.
Squishy, the Grim Reaper himself in this series, makes it 4-1. He's got a hat trick as well. Plenty of goals to go around for CLOUD9. And now maybe their victory lap begins here in the final 99 seconds, trying to close out Tainted Minds.
And CLOUD9, you can just tell, is playing with a purpose today. They do not want to be one of the first teams to go home, the first team to go home, and they have played beautifully so far today.
Gimmick trying to just cut through the defense, kill off whatever clock he can. Torment now able to kind of get around one. He's got a full tank of boost as well, but Gimmick will take over. Going under one, and now you can just tell CLOUD9, the confidence is there, just trying to style on Tainted Minds at this point.
Yeah, you saw him jump up and then utilize that wave dash to get by the defender. Great play, and there he is going up, spinning, trying to get some highlight reel plays for all the fans out there.
One series victory yesterday for North America. It was Evil Geniuses against Tainted Minds. Finally, CLOUD9 will get NA's second, and it looks like they'll be sending the Oceania champion out of the bracket. Shady run into by CJ. If that isn't just a small glimpse into how this series has gone for Tainted Minds, I don't know what is. They had their opportunities, Subi, but again, CLOUD9 just too much, and when they didn't cash in, this is what you get.
You know, but I have to tip my cap to this Tainted Minds team. They have played their hearts out in this World Championship, and down to the last 10 seconds, they are still playing as hard as they can. There is no giving up in their hearts.
The Rocket League Championship Series is better when Tainted Minds, and in particular CJ is involved, and he scores one for good measure on his way out.
This is exactly what you need to do. Just go out with a goal, and CJ